Attention, please. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
It's a movement, got you moving, keep it moving. Black talk, real talk like yeah, my name is Truth from what you wanna hear, and God got my back, let's make it crystal clear. I'm screaming black power, I ain't never scared. A queen who does the most is host. So it's a movement, got you moving, keep it moving. Black talk, real talk like wow. It's a movement, got you moving, keep it moving. Black talk, real talk like wow. Hey everybody!
Hey,
Welcome to Black Talk the Movement.
what's going on?
What's going on?
What's going on?
Yo, today we got a special guest, Michael Mitchell. Say hi, Mike. Let them know what you're here for, what you're
What's going
about.
on, Big Mike?
I didn't even know they knew I was here. What's going on? Yeah, I'm here. We live. I appreciate y'all for having me here. Blessings and opportunities to both of y'all. Thank y'all a lot.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Same to you, man.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
All right, Mike. Tell us about yourself. We'll let you up to be the man you are today.
Yeah. Well, my name's Mike G. Mitchell from Plainfield, entrepreneur, actor, and I'm blessed to be here with my feet on the pavement, being able to find a way to give back, and that's pretty much my mission, to share my experience and give back any way possible that I can. So I got a book out now called How to Become Successful that I wrote when I was incarcerated. I've been home about 5 months now, and started a small clothing line. I have a book out, and I'm doing a moving company. So I got a couple things going on, but I'm just here to share my experience.
Okay. Well, what about the web series? Here we go, y'all. Yeah. Every city, every hood. How's that going? Because I've seen a few of the sessions before the series, and I like it. It's like real. It's what goes on every day.
Every city, every hood is a series that is on YouTube right now. And what I'm doing at this point, I'm trying to reshoot the whole series so that I can get it put on a bigger platform like a Netflix or Hulu, or I might do it independently. Not very sure right now, but reshooting the whole series now, better quality, better audio, and we're gonna take that to the top. So right now I'm just fundraising.
Is there something you would change with the story? If you
not so much with the story, because I didn't even get to really tell the whole story during me filming the series. I was incarcerated, and I went away for 3.5 years. So I'm getting back to the same storyline because it wasn't completely told, but I just want to do it with much better quality. I brought a better focus on the project, because when I did it originally, it was just something that I was trying out the blue, and it just happened to get a buzz. So now I have faith in it, and I want to go back in full-fledged.
Oh, cool. I like that.
Right, but you also had some inexperienced actors and actresses.
Yeah, definitely. Everybody that I had on the cast was new to the field of acting. So I took pride in being able to help pretty much raise them as actors, because everybody really has it in them. It's just whether they're able to pull it out. But if you can instruct somebody on how to pull it out, I took pride in that. If you can do that, you can get a good actor. And they did great. All their characters were based on, you know, people that they can relate to, which made it easier for them to do well at acting. But
So,
yeah,
so how long it took you to get the cast together? So pretty much it sound from what I'm hearing is you was directing, you was producing, you was writing, you
yeah,
was yeah, you pretty much like the brain, heart, and soul of everything else.
yeah, pretty much. Like I said, this was something I was winging. It was an idea I already had in my mind. Um, and I already had really a family that I was kind of basing the story around their lifestyle. I had that in mind, so it was kind of easy to find people to put in these places in my neighborhood that I could relate to, and I thought that, you know, had good personalities for the characters. So once I put it out there that we were doing it, those people from all over the neighborhood contacted me like, "Yo, I want to roll with this, that, and the third." And then as I just kind of sorted through them to see who already had personalities with them that would be good for, you know, a show.
Now, was the casting hard because the everything you're saying you went beyond something that let's say in my mind I never would thought of because let's say me I wrote a journal like from elementary I mean from freshman to high school and up that could be a script and then it was a young gentleman in Blakely, Georgia who actually tried to attempt something that you accomplished where he did the casting at locally in town, got a pass together to, did flyers to get people together. And then as the casting going, and then we would do like roll screens and just rehearsing. But his problem was, I think he had the idea and the vision, and he put the plan together. But as he was going through it, he would just keep adjusting, and but it kept setting him back. Did you have any problems dealing with that, or you just like, hey, this is what I made up my mind to do, and
Yeah, like I said, this was something I was really doing on the side. It wasn't nothing that I was even dedicated to. Like we would take 2 to 4 hours at the end of a day and just start doing some filming, and I was piecing it together piece by piece. So, you know, I didn't really have the pressure on me that maybe
okay,
someone else felt from doing a project like that. You know, I was really free. Like
yeah,
there was no pressure on me to fulfill something. It was just free. And like I said, once I started bringing in from the people from the neighborhood, it was more of a free spirit. And now that I'm thinking about it, maybe that's something that brought some of the energy or got us some of the awareness that it gathered because maybe people felt that energy, you know.
okay, I like that because it's not that
Yeah.
there's not that many people out there that will be I'm gonna say brave enough to start something like that, especially. And you said it was within Plainfield, New Jersey.
Yeah, it was, yeah, right in the city.
Oh wow, congratulations on that. I like that.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
need a role. I need a gangster bitch role.
we,
Like
How about?
yeah, we
I need when
definitely
I
got.
gotta pull up on somebody, pop one in the ass. Like
We definitely got something for you. Yeah, we plan on the thing with this is we plan on doing different cities. Um, season one will be based in Plainfield. Then season two, I plan on to reach out to Elizabeth and Newark, and then from there, I want to take it to maybe a Cali, a North Carolina, or something, and highlight a
oh
city
wow.
in those neighborhoods because you'd be surprised. What I appreciated out of this project more than anything was the let's see, the unity, you know, the social enhancement that this did between people in the city. Like I had two people in the series that, you know, were not on good terms with each other,
Hmm.
and you could see some of the pictures on the online where you would have thought they were best of friends. You know what I mean?
Mm,
It was like this project brought some people together,
mm,
and you threw away whatever beef you had going on for the good of the project. You know what I mean? So
right.
that was a fulfillment that, you know, I appreciate more than, you know, more than anything.
Mm. And you in a play right now.
Yeah, yeah, I'm doing a play right now. We have a show in New Jersey this weekend coming up, the Saturday coming up. It's a play called 36 Blocks. It's based on Black Wall Street. So yeah,
Oh wow.
it's very impactful.
Oh
And
wow.
what's your character in the play?
My character is Tyrone Ford. Tyrone Ford is a black militant moonshine runner. So he's basically playing both sides of the fence. If it has anything to do with you know, money or civil, something dealing with civil rights, Tyrone Ford is on the front line, but he gets a lot of backlash because he's playing both sides of the fence.
That moonshine. I had some. That's that old school stuff.
Yeah.
My kid's granddaddy gave me some. I was done. I'm like,
Yeah,
I don't want
they
no more.
still make, even though they got them in store, they still make them homemade too.
In a jar.
Oh, yeah, the homemade jar, put some hair on your chest. Yeah.
Yeah,
Probably come in a mason jar or something like that.
exactly. They still make them.
So how
Yeah.
long you been acting, Mr. Mitchell?
I've been acting consistently as an adult since I was about 33 or 34, I would say. So that would be 2 years before I got incarcerated, and then I came home at 41. So I can't even say it's been consistent. The first 2 years I really got in and warmed up and started doing some shows. I was incarcerated shortly after that, but I did it as a kid too. When I was a kid, that's when I found my love for the arts, and I started acting in school plays and things like that, and got that bug. My grandmother used to take me to all the shows, and her and my grandfather, my uncle used to take me to plays, and I caught that bug, and it really got away from me as a kid in middle school and things like that, because when I got to middle school, we didn't have drama class anymore. We weren't doing plays in school. When I went to high school, it was the same thing. So I kind of lost that passion, or didn't realize that was my passion, and that's what I need to be chasing, or have the faith to do it. So I didn't attempt it again until I was like 30 something.
Was that bug or blessing in your ear, reawakening? Was that coming from other people, like, because most people like talk about some people, like, like Truth, this is this about you, this is that about you. You don't really pay attention to it till later online, or is it just something you just kind of felt by yourself? Or was it, like you said, your grandmother just like one day, she just keep preaching to you?
What it was, I really started reading, and I started reading, and I was finding some things out about pursuing your dreams or finding your purpose.
Yeah.
And then it was talking about your talents and your skills, and what you're passionate about, and the difference, the difference between a talent and your gift. So I started looking at my gift. Your skills is something you could do. Your talent is something you learn to do, and then your gift is something you was just born with. And I was trying to figure out what my gift was, and that's what I do well with not much effort, and that's what your gift is. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
not much effort at all, and that's pretty much where that's what hit homes. A lot of people need to recognize that. So I'm gonna repeat that one more time, because a lot of people don't understand that blessing. When it comes to you, it comes easy. Whether like you said, you're writing a screenplay, or you're directing something, it's a passion that you love, or just cooking. And I heard rare celebrities say this all the time to other people trying to reach out that same blessing. Whether it's if you're the best talker, if you're the best, jokester, if you're just that guy who sit there. There's one locally, he passed away some years ago. He was just, most people think he's a dancing fool, but he inspired other people just to get out, just be a little bit more open, a little bit more braver. And that's pretty much what it comes down to. When it make it easy for you, make it easy for you. So one question I got is, so how long did the project take you to do with all the cast and everything you're doing raw?
Well, before I was incarcerated, we did 6 episodes, and probably that was from January to April. So within those 4 months, we did 6 episodes. And I mean, they really went quick. It didn't even take 6 months for the episodes to be done. I mean, it didn't take 4 months for the episodes to be done. We shoot an episode quick, man. We could shoot an episode in a week. I mean, less
Oh,
than a week.
you had a good cast then. You had a good cast and crew then.
Yeah. We had a great cast. That's what I mean. And if you watch it, I would like you to, just focus in on them and judge them and see what you think about them, because I believe they did a phenomenal job, especially being it was their first time acting. My niece, who was on the set, she had called me while I was shooting one day, and I just told her to come in, and she came in and wound up jumping in the scene and wound up being like one of the best actors on the show.
Oh, wow.
She's phenomenal. It's like a natural talent. But like I said, we all are actors at some point. All of us have an actor in you. It's just somebody being able to pull that out of you. What I mean is, if you're going to get a job, you're going to act a certain way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and that's what acting is. So all of us have it in us. It's just whether or not we're able to pull it out when the lights are on.
Most definitely.
I love acting because it takes you away from reality.
Yeah, yes.
And if you're a person that's been through a lot of situations in life, you kind of can pick up on the character's emotions and feelings on how you got to act at that moment.
Definitely.
Like my favorite thing to be, and I think we spoke about this before, was like playing a crackhead, because we know so many crackheads, and you could take each of their personality, something from each one, and put it into one person and had the most ultimate crackhead. Like that was one role I want to play.
I loved him. I want to play it too. Like I love Samuel L. Jackson when he played Gator. I love Bubbles from The Wire. I love like even the jokester Antoine, whatever his name was on 11 Color, Damon Wayans.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what it is. Matter of fact, I played a bum in one play, Murphy's Law, which was about group therapy, and that was in Newark. But I had the chance to play a bum one time. I forgot all about that.
And Chris Rock in New Jack City.
Oh yeah, that was a good one. Yeah. Oh my God.
What it is, it's kind of crazy. It's weird, but yeah, I love the bum rules.
Mm-hmm.
Got me imagine him licking that turkey now.
Yeah. And another thing I was interested in, like they need to make a Set It Off Part 2. Like if they do that, I'm going for audition, because I always admired that movie. And I'm more like Frankie. You know what I'm saying? I'm the person that's gonna step up and do it. I ain't the Queen Latifah. What's her role? I ain't Smokey.
Hey, but if you got a good writer, especially how Coming to America 2 came out, like it could work. Yeah. I'm very picky, so I definitely want to check it out, brother, because I was just recently watching a Man on Netflix, and I'm not trying to promote that, but the fact that it was retelling the story of a promise that was pretty much to us as Black slaves so many years ago for the 14th Amendment, which is pretty much a staple promise. And the fact that you're doing what you're doing now, if it wasn't for that 14th Amendment, we wouldn't have what we're having now. We would even think about what we're having now. Yeah, heck, it was people that were just learning how to write. They was getting arrested just for that. And I didn't even know that was against the law. So that's crazy. But definitely, I want to take the time out to watch your show, to watch the movie.
Yeah, definitely. I appreciate it. There's a lot of things that where there's a lot of errors, but it's the storyline and the characters. As far as production, there's a lot of things that could have been corrected. But like I said, it was something that I wasn't even serious about. I had a photography studio and I did filming, so I had the equipment just laying around. I was just like, why not? And we were just winging it. But now I want to do it, the real way it needs to be done and get it to where it needs to be so it can be shared with the world.
Okay.
Can you tell us? We're gonna go to your clothing line real quick.
Okay.
What is a visionary? Like, would you say that's your gift?
I believe that's a gift I have, which is just visualizing
Mm-hmm.
the things that I want and being able to pursue them with no hesitation and not even thinking twice about it. So yeah, visionary is somebody who has a sight for the future, sees things happening and is able to manifest those things.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Because I'm like I'll ask people questions about something I don't have the knowledge about, right? So
Yeah.
I need detail by detail because I need to see myself doing it.
Yeah.
It's just a habit. Like I don't care, like a job. If I ask about what's the qualifications and during the interview and they breaking it down, I need to see myself doing it.
Exactly.
And I need to prepare myself to do it and to complete it. You know what I'm saying? I need to know how long it's going to take. How many hours of the day do I have to put in? I need to see all of that.
Yeah,
so,
but see, sometimes plans like that, like, you know, what he was saying is like, all they can give is like their perspective. You know what I'm saying? Because my question would be for him is like, you know, how would I come up to like, you know, something like him on his level? You know, he can give me as much mathematics and formula as he can, but when it comes down to it, it's like I got to put in the effort, how much time I put in the effort, and then, you know, and if God's willing, who's gonna? Because like I said, I'm in good old Alabama, so who's gonna be, you know, watching and seeing that, and what roles I need to take? You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much where I go from there. But so yeah,
it's all on the individual, man. Everybody learns different. Everybody, you know, moves different. So different things motivate different, you know, people. But yeah, it's all like I said, for me, it was just the fact that there was no sweat. Like this wasn't something that I had to do. I was being paid to do. It was just for the love. So I think that's where that's why it came maybe at ease to me, because it was just like I was playing, you know.
Okay. Well, the next question is, Michael Mitchell, what is your opinion about college? Like, how do you feel about us telling our children that they need to go to college and you need to get a degree and
that keyword need.
Exactly. I believe it's it's an old strategy for the new world. You know what I mean? I believe times are changing. I believe that college is, I believe, of course, it's necessary, and some of our people need to go to college because, you know, we need the doctors and things of that nature. But I don't believe it is for everybody. And I believe teaching or, you know, making kids go to school, you know, and telling them that they can, you know, got to get good grades so, you know, they can graduate and they'll be successful is of the past. We see how it is for a lot of people now. And my thing is, don't, you know, the thing with me with college is that it's not designed to get my people. You know, I'm very passionate about my people. It's not designed to teach my people what it is that is going to get us to the next level. So I focus on the school outside of college, the self-education. I think that's where we need to be geared towards, and we need to be creating our own schools. You know, I appreciate LeBron James and Oprah when they, you know, giving out the scholarship money. I understand, but at the same time, why are we giving all this money to these institutions that aren't going to give us the education that we need to fight this, you know, injustice that's going on? And it's not even to fight it; it's just to raise us to the next level, to where we can actually have our voices and our opinions and agendas acted on. You know what I mean? So I'm big on entrepreneurship and ownership. And I think instead of, you know, giving away these scholarships to these kids to go to these institutions, I think we need to give those same scholarships in the form of a business grant and teach these kids about ownership, because it's only economic power that's going to get our voices heard and get things acted on.
Mm-hmm.
We're in a position right now where I think what they say 2020, 2053, the black people are supposed to have 0% of the wealth in this country or something. It's something crazy, but
Yeah.
we need our own institutions. We need to start building our own schools and schooling our own kids. And one of the main subjects need to be group economics, because, you know, our lack of wealth has stopped us from getting to the next level. And we get the wealth from things like the group economics. You know, everybody else understands that's the way you fight racial injustice, but with economic power, except, you know, us. And so as far as schools, you know, I'm more, you know, geared towards us building our own institutions. We can't complain that we always being miseducated and going to the same place to get an education.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's one big complaint we have, you know what I mean? But like I said from the beginning, I understand we need our doctors and lawyers and things of that nature, but school doesn't have to be for everyone. We can't push that on everyone, because times have changed.
I definitely agree with that one because I think a while ago I was watching a documentary and most of our activists pretty much preach the same thing, especially with schools, because there's one teacher I know, very smart, very, like I said, that was her blessing. She just loved to teach. And the one fact that it hit home with her was, you know, restructuring the schools that we do have, structuring them off to prep our kids and our children to be better acclimated for this in society. You know, because if we look back now, and I'm not trying to disrespect anybody, because like even right now, like say something simple as you know, writing cursive, we're not using that no more. Something about even algebra 1, 2, and 3. The only time I had to use that is when, like a year ago, a buddy of mine was telling me about a job position, and it was just like it's gone. And I had to ask another buddy who's crazy about math, because again, like you said, doctors and lawyers and engineers, those are ones that need that type of cost to go there so they get that degree. And so he had to pretty much revamp me on like algebra and pretty much trigonometry. And that's like, and then when he was like, give me formulas for it, and I was like, he's like, after like a whole day, I was like, oh wow, okay, now I get it. But realistically, when I'm ever going to use trigonometry every day, you know what I'm saying? In anybody else's position that's on my Facebook, and I challenge them, trigonometry every day, unless you're an engineer, a doctor, something that is actually used for your job position. When is you as an average Joe is going to use that every day? You're not. So why not? And I agree with you. So why not in these schools today, whether it's 12 and up or even 6 and up, teach us the world that where it should need to be today. Teach us to be, you know, like I said, you're self-employed, self-leaders, you know, so we can have these type of tools for ourselves. Because even before, we never had it. Even with the history itself, you know, so let's throw math out of the way. History is a whole nother problem too. The wrong type of history, the false type of history. Now, even though it's happening maybe say 5-10 years ago, but even currently now, it still feel like it's fresh. Now we're understanding, the world is understanding, whether it's white or black or whoever. Now we're being awake, like, okay, wow, the history was just rewritten. The history in the past was whitewashed that we didn't know. You know what I'm saying? Even people is ignorant to a lot of facts. So I definitely agree with you. We need to get the school system a little bit restructured, if not just for us or just for a set minority, if not the minority just itself, just to say, hey, this is what you need to do for yourself. People in high school, people in colleges, from end of high school, last I remember my school, we was just learning algebra at very ending. Other high schools that I know of, they was teaching on college courses freshman year of high school. And that's weird. That's weird. And we didn't have that. Elementary, we wasn't taught that. We just taught like a little here, a little there. And then especially in this, and I would say this out loud because usually I try to be fair about every race out there. I try to be, because to me, everybody try to be cool, but there's some things you just can't walk away from, especially in my community. And I'll say, you know, Irvington, Essex County, Union County, elementary is pretty much was just like, they'll spoon feed you a little bit, but you had these small communities, which is like, you know, your parents that had like, you know, had to work 8-10 hour days. didn't have time to come to you and like, hey, look, let me show you the better way. Well, let me get you to a proper school that would show you something. We didn't have that. So we just had the deal.
Let me real quick. My son said to me last week, I got a call from his teacher that he didn't do 2 assignments, and I forgot what class it was. But anyway, so I said, son, your teacher called, said you missing 2 assignments, right? So he looked at me, we in the kitchen. He said, why we even got to go to that school? He said, because we don't even need all what they're teaching us in the near future, right?
Wow.
And I couldn't even argue with. He's 15. My son's quiet. You know, he ain't a loudmouth little kid. He ain't disrespectful. He in his own world. And when he said that to me, I was like, damn, I got my son whooped like a mother. I'm so happy. I'm gonna have a smart son. Like,
wow.
These kids are aware of what's going on. And that's why I think this generation is going to be so powerful, man, because they are getting things, you know, at a young age firsthand. They're starting to understand. And we're finding more access to, you know, the information that we need. So they're sharper than we were. The tides are turning, and they're not comfortable with that. You know, those at the higher level. So
they asking questions. They definitely asking questions.
Yeah.
Oh, let me interact with some. Hey Tiffany Thompson. She said, hey Tiff, hey Mike, hey boo.
What's up?
She said, hey, I'm a math teacher. Okay. Yeah, we knew that because she loved math. Every time I see she posted math.
Yeah.
Lisa Brinkley said, most definitely, not to mention schools in the U.S. are already behind in the world in education.
Yeah, definitely.
Most definitely.
Yeah. And the best country in the world, right? We behind on education. Other countries getting education for free.
Yeah.
We gotta pay for ours, right? We gotta look at the whole spectrum here, man. What's really going on? That's why I push, you know, ownership and independent, you know, our independent institutions, you know.
Well, I know when we moved here, coming from up north, like they're behind here in education than the children are up north. Because my kids, they came up here doing the same work twice.
Oh yeah.
They was bring home homework like mine. We did this back when we was in New Jersey. Like, why are they giving us? They're really behind out here. Like, I just got to teach my kids on my own half the time because the stuff they slow as hell out here. I ain't gonna even lie.
You have to. That's very important, and that means we have to learn ourselves. You know what I mean? Like a lot of us have to be reprogrammed, and our whole paradigm needs to be shifted to another thought process. So we have to work on our minds first before we could even give it to them. You know, we got to recognize that. You know, we are behind, and there's some things we lack, and one of the main ones is financial literacy.
Yeah, I'll be Googling stuff. They bring home their homework, some things, and I'll be looking at it like, oh my God. Like, I'll be needing wine after I finish with these kids and their homework. Cause I'm like, y'all don't remember this stuff. Like, and my son, like, well, he said, we don't need it. I'm like, oh, okay. He said, who's going to be doing algebra at work? I mean, mom, come on now. Like, you know, or in a career, who's going to be doing that?
Yeah, my son is the same way because I actually let him know, you know, he's not doing good right now. He's been missing assignments. And it's not even that he's been doing good. He's just been not doing the assignments. But he knows that, you know, I made him aware of what's going on, you know, with his education and the education that he needs. And I'm just learning that education. So we're at a stage right now where I'm learning so I can pass it down to him on the things. And, you know, the main thing I'm focused on right now is generational wealth. And so that's something that, you know, I'm learning just at this point in life and being able to pass it down to him. And that's why I said I believe his generation is going to be powerful because we didn't have, you know, the knowledge on how to get it, and our parents didn't have it. So we getting stronger.
Oh yeah, especially when 2020 with the whole started pandemic and shut down for us, because now you had, you know, the young generation just with the media, self-employed. I'm watching them, but I'm like, wow, like I never, if I had half the thought process that they had then just to do this, it's crazy.
I love it because we're being forced right now, you know. In 2020, you know, some things went on where, you know, a lot of people lost employment, and we're being forced to a different level right now. We're being forced to level up, not even knowing it, that, you know, ownership is what we need to be striving towards anyway. So we need to be finding our passions and purpose and walking on that path. and this is the time when we have to do it. We need our kids at home to where we can teach them, you know what I mean, the things that they need to learn outside the institutions, because there's a whole lot of things that they need to learn if we're going to elevate, you know, as a people. So this is like, I love what went on with 2020.
Lisa Brinkley said yes. Speak on financial literacy, trying to invest, and that's a whole new language. But we have to learn a paycheck to paycheck doesn't cut it.
And that's what the institutions are training us to be: employers, teachers. You know, we got to get to a point where we got to work on dependency. Dependency is everything. That's something that is going to help us elevate. We gotta be dependent. You know, it's crazy, man. I'm not a politician or anything, so I speak my mind. But the integration. we need the social cohesiveness back, you know, and that's between our people. You know, we don't get together and do things together, the things that we need to do together. I mean, it's a whole lot we could do together. It's a whole lot the millionaires out there could do together if they just teamed up. We could team up and do some things, but we lost that social cohesiveness. And
every chance Tiff gets, she mentions that all the time. And it's funny, I'm not saying it never clicked, Tiff, because, like, you know, she'll say it a certain way and I listen to her like, but at the same time, that's her language, and I get it, because if you have that same circle, you have that same positive circles, like, hey, me and her don't have to be in the same business, but me and her got to be in the same language business to talk. Exactly. You know, and I'll move you here and you direct me there, and we'll meet back in the middle, and that's it.
Mm-hmm. All we need is the same. We need the same destination, the same target. We don't all have to practice the same faiths or same. We just have to have the same mindset, and we could come together and work together. I mean, a lot of the civil rights activists back in the day did it. You know, some might have been nonviolent or you know, violent, but you know, they found a medium to meet at and be able to do some things together. You know,
exactly.
And that's what we need. You know, everybody doesn't have to agree. We can agree to disagree on certain things, but if we got the same destination, which needs to be economic power, so we can then move to the next level of politics and things like that, instead of doing it backwards, trying to go to politics and then worry about economic power. You know, we could make some moves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I always talk about that. Everybody working together, like, because it's so hard to find black people.
You got to. Even when I moved here, because like I said, my attitude was like when I was in Jersey, like I had a lot of circles on top of circles, you know, and I loved that. And then when I came here in the South, you know, and I'm not bashing up the South, but the circle was small. But the circle I did come across, shout out to my fitness family out there. Shout out to my motivational speakers out there. Shout out to my small friends that was out there. So they was preaching in one ear, you know what I'm saying? So I had them on my shoulder. And it had me developing things for myself that I like and I love, you know what I'm saying? And even people now, once in a blue, will reach out to me for advice, and I was like, wow, this is crazy. So that was my blessing, and I moved forward with that. Even now, like if one of my friends, if me and Tiff, we'll probably chit chat off the screen, you know, from time to time, we'll chop it up, we'll move forward with our business. Or one or two of my friends so close, one's about finances, another one's about, like, I tell her all the time, but she's not you know what I'm saying, her blessing is not in being in front of the camera. But I'm like, man, if I could just put you on the TV and we could just talk. She's like, no, that's not what I do. That's not what I do. But she's right there in my ear, and we'll talk all the time about everything: politics, movies, financial growth, what you need to do. Yeah, exactly, bro. And I'll sit here and chop up some ideas with it. She'll throw some little glitter on it, and off I go. But that's what you need, though.
We got to get together, man, and I mean together with us. You know, we have to stop worried about being accepted or whether somebody else on the outside likes what we doing. Us as Black people, we did our best when we weren't integrated. Mm-hmm. When we had Black Wall Streets, we did, when we were together ourselves, we did our best. I mean, it's nothing. No offense to any other race or anything like that, but I mean, you see, when you go to Chinatown, it ain't we're not involved in their economic structure that's going on. They working together. You know what I mean? When you go to Little Italy, whatever state you in, or, you know, the Italians working together, but it seemed like when we do it, it's looked at negative. You know, we being Afrocentric or you know, black militant is looked at negatively. But when other races do it, it's respected. You know.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You're right about that. I will agree with that one.
Yeah, man. So we gotta come together and be comfortable with coming together and not worried about what somebody else thinks. Because you know, when black people come together, it just looks strong. You know, and I believe that's fear. So when we come together, you know, people try to put a negative spin on it. You know, like we up to something, and it's always happened with the Black Panthers or whatever. They try to make it look like we were really about something when we were about something else. They did it with the Crips and Bloods when they, you know, first started. They came together and united on a different mindset. And then, you know, with the media, they tricked us into believing that, you know, we were about something else, and now the whole thing is twisted. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Hey Tiff, I'll let you get to your part, but you know, I want to make sure you show us what you was dangling up there for a minute. I caught that in my eye.
Oh, that's the visionary. You know what?
Oh, okay.
You know, this number 2 fashion designer brand, clothing brand number 2. I got this is visionary.
Yeah, I can't see it, so I can't see y'all. So you know,
you can't see who? Us?
No, it says I'm backstage.
Lordy.
Yeah.
Oh, you got to swipe. You probably swiped out. Did you swipe out?
No, it just said only the host can see you. The host may add you to the broadcast at any time. Be ready.
Well, I see you. You see him, right, Angeles?
Yeah, I see him.
Yeah, as long as y'all can see me, I'm good.
Okay. I know the audience can see you too. If we can see you, they can see you.
I was just letting you know I wasn't reacting. Yeah, I was letting you know I wasn't reacting if you were, you know, showing something because I didn't see it.
Well, I'm showing your visionary hoodie, the one I got, the blue and white one. Yay! Yo, that's crazy. Okay, I guess you're gonna listen, huh? Okay, don't you go nowhere though. Angeles, what kind? You said you wanted to bring in another topic. What was that?
Oh, I didn't have nothing. I was pretty much everything that the brother said right there, and it just hit home to everything we talk about. The 14th Amendment, pushing activism, pushing equality, bringing in our people together just for businesses. So you know, like I said, I think this is the best one set for another one we did. The best topic that we ever did before. Honestly, I'm so blessed to have this conversation, you know, with Brother Mike about a lot of situations. So I appreciate this. And honestly, I never even asked, but definitely down the line when you get everything else, more projects together, brother. You know, I'm a beg Tiff because you know this is my boss here. You know what I'm saying? I know you don't see the hands, but I'm putting prayers up. You know, definitely I want her to bring you back on, brother. So we can have another talk update to get, you know, to figure out what's going on. Hey, I don't act. I did a little thing in high school, you know, play, but you know, I hope I get on too. You know, I wrote you. Hey, shout out Tiff. I'm trying to make my way here now. I'm trying to push my doors in. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get my feet in. So I want to
just bring us back, man. I might have the cast with me. You know, once we get rolling, just have us back. And
no problem, man.
That'll be dope. Because Bambi is a character within herself, yo. So
listen. One thing I believe I know how to do is cast, and I casted some individuals who are, you know, entertaining. So
okay, yeah. I'm a little bit of a turtle. So you got if it's like you know, Tiff's like that. Oh my god! So that brings out a little bit of me. So I'm out. You know what I'm saying? I'm more of like a little turtle. I chill in the corner. I'm laid back. But if there's a wild dude inside too, okay, I like him. I like his energy. I'm being a little bit wild too. So that's me. All right. Yeah. So that's me. Just give me time.
We'll get you right, man.
Okay, I appreciate it. That's all I ask.
Yeah, hey, Angela, we both gonna go down to Jersey and get that little role, ain't we?
Hey, I don't mind. I want my name on that stamp.
Yeah. Listen, I told you I'm moving around with this, so you know I might be in a city near you, you know, one season, and may need you to take control of a character, you know.
Oh, no problem.
Yes, sir. Problem. Well, we're gonna bring Mr. Mitchell, Michael G. Mitchell, the owner of Visionary Clothing Brand, the author of the book.
Yes.
Break it down, Mike. Break it down.
Pursuing Your Dreams. You can find it on Amazon, but you can find a link to everything on Mike G. Mitchell at Mike G Mitchell on Instagram. You can find a link to everything: the clothing line, Gerard Michaels 80, the book. You can find a link to that. The play. I'm getting ready to post a link to this week's play. You can find everything on IG.
Right.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So it was a pleasure having you, King.
Yep,
you are a king. I gotta give King props when I see a king. I done had about a few kings on the Black Talk the Movement show. So
thank you, Queen.
I only bring kings on
King.
anyway. Say it again, baby.
I was saying thank you, Queen and King, for having me here. Nothing but peace and blessings and opportunities to both of y'all.
Yeah, man. Definitely.
Thank you.
Definitely.
All right, Angelus, you got something else to say before we get up out of here?
Nah, this was like the highlight of my day right here. And I'm not, I don't brag about people, man. So definitely keep doing your thing. Like I said, I woke up with the little crust boogers out my eye, and I'm like, wow, this is like another hit of whiskey and anything else. You know what I'm saying? This is my homemade moonshine right here. So I appreciate it. I definitely appreciate it.
Man. Yeah, bring me back and go in even further. You know what I mean? This is a good conversation. I appreciate being able to have a good conversation with folks. So it's hard to find, but I appreciate that.
We all earth signs too. We all he a cat. We all earth signs. Ain't that something?
Okay, hear about money then. Hear about money.
That was making sense.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. Check us out next Saturday. We're gonna have another dope guest on our show next Saturday. Make sure y'all tune in at 8:00. We see y'all later. Love, peace, and light, y'all. Good night.
I'm sick of thirsty wine. You're full of lust, huh? You wanna get some, but I don't mess with bums. I dodge and dip and run, not two numero one. I chew this track like gum, hit it like home run. He wants a 101, like Queen, where you from? He wants to use his tongue, eat it like walk around, claiming a set. What? Talking this, talking that, I bet. But y'all really ain't about that life. Word. You come for truth, you better think twice. Don't come for me with all of that drama. I'ma be your karma. You come for me, you better come armored. I swear my mama, I'ma be a problem. Back up